The other day, something difficult was faced. A former student passed away, and I was thinking about how their family must be dealing with the difficulty, the challenge of losing a loved one. It also made me think about the challenges that we're all facing right now. Some of us are facing the challenge of looking for a job. Others may have a challenge in our relationship. Someone right now may be having some trouble in school. Someone right now may be dealing with some issues of health. Or maybe it just may be that you're following in the footsteps of someone big. And that was the case of Joshua. Let's go to our Bibles to Joshua chapter 1, and let's start reading from the first verse. And it says, "Now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spoke unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, and go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I give unto them, even to the children of Israel." Now it's interesting. Joshua was a nobody. Really, if you think about it, it says Joshua, the son of Nun. In other words, the son of a nobody. Matter of fact, that wasn't even his original name. When we look in the Bible in Numbers chapter 13, verse 16, we see that when Moses sent some men out to spy into the land, Moses changed Hoshea's name, which was Joshua's original name, to Joshua. And this is important because his new name means salvation comes from the Lord. And I don't know what you're dealing with right now, but it's important that no matter where we go, no matter what we're doing, no matter what we're facing, we understand that our help, our salvation comes from the Lord. Now, Joshua had some very big shoes to fill. Moses was such a great leader. Matter of fact, he's the only one registered in the Bible that we hear that spoke to God face to face, and that the glory of the Lord was upon him. And yet, even with all of this, Moses faced a rebellion by the princes of the people. And now we have this nobody, the son of nobody, having now to lead these people. And it's interesting that in verse 2, the Lord tells him to get up and to go over this Jordan. Jordan in the original Hebrew is Jarden, which means the one that descends, the one that brings down. I ask you today, what's bringing you down? Joshua had his challenge. What's yours? But the Lord gave him a promise, just as in his word, the Lord has a promise for you today. And he promised him in verses 3 and 4 that he was going to give him everywhere that his foot tread upon, just like he had told Moses. And he says in verse 4, "From the wilderness in this Lebanon unto this great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea, toward the going down of the sun, shall be your border. There shall not be any man who will be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee." Great words. But yet great was the expectation that was upon the shoulders of Joshua. And for this, and because the Lord understood that Joshua was a man, just like you and I, who had his doubts and his fears. And that's why in verse 6, the Lord tells Joshua, "Be strong and of good courage, for unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land which I swore unto their fathers to give them." And once again, the Lord tells him, "Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not it from to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper wherever you go. Our situation is probably different from Joshua's, but the counsel of the Lord is true for you and I today. We have to be strong and very courageous to face the challenges that we face as the latter-day people. But we have to keep according to the book of the law, which is the Bible. And he tells us, don't turn from the right or from the left, so that we can prosper wherever we may go. And he says in verse 8, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, and thou shalt observe to do all that is written therein. For thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success. And God knows that, you know what? We're not perfect, and that we stumble. And we may still have doubts. And maybe Joshua had as well. And that's why he says in verse 9, have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God shall go with thee wheresoever thou goest. No matter what your struggle, no matter what your pain, no matter what you're going through, if you keep faithful to the Lord, I can't tell you how you're going to come out, but the Lord will be with you wherever you go. And what greater blessing can any Christian ask for? May God bless you and keep you in his word. Amen.